Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft every day. Today is the day that the last Lorwyn Arena Win-A-Box event unlocks, but it's not going to unlock until a little bit after I have time to record, so I'm just going to jump into one last Arena Midweek Magic game, where we are playing the exact same game mode, Lorwyn Eclipsed. So I'm taking this as an opportunity to play some free sealed, where it's okay if you drop a game, so I can try out a bunch of different decks and get some practice deck building before the direct. So I'm kind of actually hoping not to open something so great. A challenging pool is pretty nice. Okay, so, and this is a challenging pool. I mean, Scuzzback Scrounger can be sweet. Glenelendra Guardian is fine. And then there's Spine Rock Tyrant, which is definitely a top bomb. This is the only very good card that we opened. Celestial Reunion, it could be okay if you really have good tutor targets, but you're overpaying for whatever creature you find. And then the dual lands are, I guess, kind of nice, but you really would rather not spend a rare slot on them. Let's see what we have that pulls us into each of our colors. In white, I'm not seeing that much. Don't think the Burden Stoneback is very good. We do have double keep out, which is removal, so I guess I'll put that in there. And Crib Swap, the worst of the removal pretty much. Protective Response is better removal though. Moonlit Lamenters, I think probably pretty good in sealed, but really very weak white overall. I'll be quite surprised if we end up playing white with this pool of cards. In blue, I think Gravelgill Scoundrel can be good. It needs a lot of support though. And then Silvergill Mentor, so 3 2-drops. Tamifel Rhyme Speaker I absolutely love. And then we have the Glenelendra Guardian, but wow, very weak on blue overall. Black might be more of what we're talking about. We have some goblins. If you look at this goblin density, I mean, Bilefile Boggart is not a pull into black, but Bogzo's Embrace is. Double Scarblade Scout means you have 2 drops, and then triple Boggart Mischief is very interesting indeed. But it does kind of peter out there. I'm not sure I want the double Dream Seizure or the Blighted Blackthorn. In red, we have Cinder Strike, Boulder Dash is fine, Flame Jade Mauler, Gristle Glutton. Okay, we have a bunch of 2-drops. We have some more goblins. That's technically a goblin. That's some goblins. And Spine Rock Tyrant and double Colorado Zealot. That's probably the best red common. And then in green, we have Assert Perfection, Lissalin Informant. We have a Morkant's Eyes, if we can possibly end up in Elves. And then some Kithkin thing. Okay. I highly doubt we're going to be playing Kithkin, but might as well put that in the pool. And then finally, we actually have really good Merfolk support, even though our blue is very weak. That's a little unfortunate. Yeah, so this is a tough pool. Triple Chitinous Graspling is not what you're looking for. Double Puka's Eye. Okay, so I would say in this pool, I'm going to try to run Goblins against Elves. I think those are the two decks that I immediately feel like I might actually play. So let's look at the Goblins deck first. I think that's probably that's our best bet, but we'll see. Okay, I'm thinking maybe something like this. It's not an aggro deck, so I'm wondering if having all of these lower impact cards is worthwhile. Really, I think every cheap card I want to be a goblin because of Boggart Mischief. The drain effect is going to be a way for us to translate weak cards into game wins. I actually wonder if maybe I cut Bilefile Boggart for a Dream Seizure. I don't have that many Blight synergies, but I just feel like I want ways to win games. I mean, I do have the Spine Rock Tyrant and double Colorado Zealot, but that's only 3. I feel like having a little bit of evasive damage could be good. Although it does lower my goblin count. My goblins are now down to 8 goblins. Okay, no, maybe we'll go with putting back 1 goblin in. Actually, here's a compromise. Instead of Bilefile Boggart, I could play Prideful Feastling. Slightly higher impact card. I definitely think I am supposed to play 17 lands. My curve is not that aggressive, and I don't think it really should be in this set. Every time I play like 10 2-drops, I just get crushed by someone playing a 2-4 and just locking me down. I think an issue in this set for aggro is that a lot of the really cheap creatures don't have a ton of synergy with each other, so you just get outclassed really quickly. But that said, I do need mana to play my Spine Rock Tyrant, which has double pip, so does Sourbred Ante, and then importantly to hit that 6th land to play Colorado Zealot. Although you could argue in the other direction that going 16 makes sense because Colorado Zealot can fetch me a land. I think I want to try this deck, but the whole point of playing in these free sealed midweek Magic events, other than the fact that I will always play free sealed, free limited at any opportunity, the whole point is we can give up losses with no penalty, right? So I am going to try different decks in most of the rounds. If you do want to get better at limited right along with me, then go ahead and click subscribe to the channel. You can just go down to the description and there's a really quick link to just click subscribe. I do post a new draft video every day, and We're a community of learners who are all getting better every single day at drafting, at sealed, at winning boxes, at trophying drafts. So if that appeals to you, go ahead and click subscribe. Let's get better together. All right, Gristle Glutton, Elder Ante, into Sourbread Ante. This is a sweet curve out. Oh no. No, no way. No way. No way. Wow. So then they're going to get 2 3/3s next turn. Up to 1 creature gains all creature types, and you chose 0 creatures. Okay. Got it. Well, I guess I'll attack Oko rather than Blighting. And I'll play my Elder Ante. So they're going to make 2 3/3s. Yeah, this might be a quick game. I'm not sure my Goblins deck can take over this Oko. They did not? Oh, that's very strange of them. Interesting. Interesting. When they flip Oko, they're going to try to activate its ultimate. Is that the idea? Okay, I kind of want to Bogsoth's Embrace. I mean, the other thing that I could do is just play the Sourbread Ante, Blight 2 onto Gristle Glutton, and just have an army. And then they can't do the ultimate next turn. Okay, maybe that's a better idea. Oh, this is really good practice. This is interesting gameplay. This is really interesting. They're still not flipping Oko, so this totally confirms what I thought, which is they really want to do the ultimate. Ashling's Command. I mean, this is the absolute nightmare scenario. I'm glad that I face this now and not in the Arena Direct. This is just okay. Let's go for another one. That's. I mean, we ran into a turn 3 Oko, into a turn 5 Ashling's Command against our Goblins deck. Yeah, I mean, I could have kept playing and tried to play the Spinerock Tyrant. Maybe I'll get a tiny bit more aggressive. Maybe that Dream Caesar was like a bad inclusion, or maybe I do play the Bile Vial Boggart because creature type really matters. I guess, although Dream Caesar would have been one of my better draws in that situation. Well, let's not try to overlearn that lesson. I mean, we hit a turn 3 Mythic into turn 5. I think that is the top rare in the format, Ashling's Command. So, you know, those things happen sometimes. Hopefully this one goes a little bit smoother. I want to try our Goblins deck one more time, and then maybe we'll look at... I was thinking maybe Jund actually looks interesting. Okay. I mean, I like this hand enough. It's not going to beat turn 3 Oko, but I like this hand well enough. Okay, very happy to see a 2-drop here. Starblade Scout is not synergistic at all in my deck. I'm just playing it as a 2/2 lifelink, which I think is fine. 2/2 lifelink for 2. You know, it's not like an amazing card, but that was one heck of a game. I'll just tell you that much. I really felt that we were in it. And a lot of bombs wouldn't have just destroyed us in that situation, right? Because, okay, so I can Boggart Mischief, Blight onto a 1/1, or Blight onto Heirloom Ante, then I Blight onto a 1/1, shooting the Prideful Thiefling, removing a counter from the ante and surveilling, draining them for 1. No, I do want that because then I can play my Spinerock Tyrant next turn. Yeah, so a lot of rares wouldn't have taken us out because we had the Boggsoth's Embrace. If they had played, I don't know, like Erdu or whatever, it actually would have been okay. All right, I'll Blight onto Heirloom Ante. And then, yeah, and then Spinerock Tyrant. I guess technically I could have saved the Cinder Strike for after playing the Spinerock Tyrant, like a turn 6, but Okay, now I guess I'll blight onto Scarblade Scout. If they play another elf, okay, yeah, there's no 1 mana black elf, but if they had, they could have proliferated. All right, in for 6. I'm guessing you don't block. Oh, actually, oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I should have attacked with more, because if they get to proliferate, they can kill my Elder Ante. But they're 1 away from dead, so if they have to tap 3 elves, there's a good chance I'm just pushing lethal at that point. Although not really, because they can kill 2 of my creatures. Okay, Goblin's deck is not feeling so great. Let's look for something with a little bit more power in it, shall we? Yeah, but just to finish the thought, the board wipe specifically is what got us. The fact that they got to kill all of our creatures with that Ashling's command. So, okay. Let's see if we can get something with a little bit more power. One option I'm looking at is a Gruul deck that's a little something like this. I do not think that this looks good. I'm just playing so many total clunkers, but it does have really good removal. I thought the Jund was looking interesting. This pool is just so bad, actually. I'm glad I opened it in free sealed and not in the Arena Direct, but I thought Jund looked interesting, but the main thing that's good about Jund is the triple Boggart mischief. Bogso's Embrace also pulls me into black. It's really if I can specifically play goblins, I want to be black. But I don't think I have a black-green elf stack, actually. And I was thinking about maybe Vivid, but my Vivid payoffs are not that strong. So yeah, I really only have the Prism of Asher. So basically nothing in Vivid. This pool, it just has nothing going on. But I really want to play the Spinerock Tyrant. That's my main good card. So I'm wondering if maybe I can do a Goblins thing where I'm just playing as many of my Changelings as possible, just upping the Goblins count. And Boggart Mischief becomes a real win con and forget about random filler like Scarblade Scout. I guess let's see if we can put together something like that. It's kind of amazing. I just see nothing else to do in this pool. Like, my white is very weak. My blue, okay, it does have Glenelendra Guardian and Tamifel Rhymespeaker, otherwise very weak. Not playing the Scarblade Scouts kind of sucks. Like, it makes my 2-drop slot terrible. My green is okay, but mostly entirely based around elves. And then I have these random merfolk payoffs, and then a bunch of really bad changelings, and some vivid enablers with no vivid payoffs. And we spent 3 rare slots on raiding schemes and 2 lands and Celestial Reunion. Okay, so now I'm thinking maybe just a minor blue splash to just get a little bit more power in the deck. Let's see how that looks. Okay, in the actual event, this is not what I would do, but just because we're experimenting here with our free sealed opportunity, I am going to go with a little something like this. Just try this out. You know, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue sources, so I can splash my 2 more powerful blue cards. This is just splashing for power, essentially. I have a lot of payoffs for Tamifel Rhymespeaker, and maybe this will make my deck just a little bit more impressive on the higher end. If I were in the real event, the Arena Direct, I would just go with the Goblins deck, the streamlined aggro Goblins deck. But I will also say, if you open this pool in the Arena Direct, you're going to have to get really lucky in your games to convert that into a box. I mean, this is probably not a keep, right? We have to spend our Changeling Wayfinder fetching a mountain. We miss our 2-drop very likely. We're just playing an understated 3-drop. If we play the Changeling Wayfinder, then Squawk Roaster is terrible on turn 4. This is a much better hand. Oh yeah, actually 6 blue sources, because Scuzzback Scrounger can make a blue. So I'm actually going to put a land back for that reason. I mean, hopefully they don't just remove my Scuzzback Scrounger. But very likely I'm just going to blight onto Scuzzback Scrounger to make a treasure, play Changeling Wayfinder, and then I can fetch a land and play that land. Fetch an island and play it. Oh, I don't even have to. Am I going to blight? Probably yes. I think I like the opportunity of having a treasure here. But I'm not going to spend my treasure yet. They just moused over their hand, but there's nothing for 2 green here. No, there's nothing for 2 green here. They tried to scare me, didn't they? They tried to scare me. I did get got by this card in my last video. Or not my last video, a recent video. Oh, you get Tristan back. Interesting. I was looking at an opponent who had a blue mana and 2 other lands untapped. And I attacked in with a 3/3, thinking they could only have a 4/2 flash. Yeah, they had a blue and a green untapped. I thought they could only have a 4/2 flash, which would trade with my 3/3, or the 2/2 flash for 1 and a Dimir hybrid. And so that would just have to chump block my 3/3. And then they flash this thing in. Or no, sorry. It must have been a 2-2. It must have been a 2-2. And, but I thought, you know, whatever. I could trade with the 4-2 or I could trade with their 2-2 if that's the flasher that they have. And then they had a flash 3-4 or 2-3 as it comes in. Right. That was unfortunate for me. Okay, am I going to blight here? Kind of do want to, but then I'm also going to have to blight for Bogsoda's Embrace. So the answer is no. Do I have to Bogsoda's Embrace him, actually? I think it's probably a good idea, yeah? Because I'm pretty shut down until I do something about that. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to attack with Changeling Wayfinder, but that's okay. So they Midnight Tillinged and didn't pull a Swamp back. Am I reading that right? Meaning they... Actually, I don't really get that. Did they... They didn't take a Swamp back with Midnight Tilling, but why didn't they play it? Oh, had they... I don't know. Yeah, this is getting awkward. I guess I am glad that I'm playing the more powerful version of my deck, but it's not really exhibiting a lot of power right now, is it? Well, if they play Morkant's Eyes, I'll counter it. Otherwise, pretty much nothing is getting countered. I guess Tristan's Command. This is a very interesting card. I really like this effect. Okay, I'll bite. So you would think that you should counter any below average spell, right? But it's actually not quite like that. Okay, now they also have a pump spell, I guess. That would be annoying. Because they've already invested the mana into the spell that they cast. They've invested either way, whether you counter it or not. But even if the card that goes into their hand is better than the card that they played, ugh. Yeah, it's too bad to lose that guy because I could keep blighting onto this and keep countering stuff, which would be totally sweet. All right, this guy does have trample. Bit of an issue for me. But Squawk Roaster does trade with it for now. And more importantly, it just keeps them on their back foot. Unless they play a really chunky blocker. Squawk Roaster is threatening a lot of damage. And Scarblade Scout is threatening lifelink damage. But yeah, I don't think our deck is as good as theirs. Playing Eclipsed Elf. They've got just a huge elf density. Good removal. Oh, a lot of good removal. Wow. Double Assert Perfection. That's tough for me. Yeah, so if I had kept my Scuzzback Scrounger alive, maybe the double block was a mistake. If I'd kept my Scuzzback Scrounger alive, I could have... Well, they would still have the 2-2 Death Touch Lifelink trick. Another removal spell? Holy smokes. I mean, that's a little bit out of control. Don't think I can contend with this deck, but let's see. Hey, maybe I draw a Spinerock Tyrant. Elder Ante, totally a blank draw there. And they have a Prisma Basher for 2. No, that's an issue. All right, I'll just chump. No. Chump this way. Take 8. Yep, that's not going to do it. Okay, let's go back to the super aggressive Goblins deck. I don't think any deck in my pool would beat that Elf deck on average. I mean, they just had like so much interaction, a bunch of really good creatures. But yeah, maybe I should have kept alive my Scuzzback Scrounger to be blighting onto the Glenolundra Guardian, but how is I supposed to know they have like 3 removal spells in their hand? All right, let's go back to the Streamline Goblin deck. I've always been sure it's better. Now I'm even more sure that it's better. The problem is we just have no aggressive 2-drops, but I think playing the Starblade Scouts is just not where it's at. They're just not good enough. I mean, they're very good, but the 2-2 lifelink with no other abilities for 2 is just not worth being one step more aggressive. Flame Chain Mauler might be a better investment at that mana level. Let's try this. It's very possible I should be playing one more top end card instead, but let's try this out. Oh, I'm trying to cheat. My deck is lower than 40 cards. Okay, so hey, we can do both. We can have both. Let's go. Ugh, yeah. Not the best pool, not the best deck. I mean, these are just all below rate. Well, no, Colruyt Zealot is excellent. Every other card here is a below rate card. We are really scrapping. Oh no, and they can remove my Colruyt Zealot. We are really scrapping for every win with this pool. In the Arena Direct, we would have been out, you know, 10 minutes ago. And we would just have re-rolled. And hopefully gotten a better pool to play with. Maybe they don't take Colruyt Zealot because it's so far off. If I'm looking at this and I'm the opponent, I would definitely just take Colruyt Zealot. Because the other cards are so bad. Like, why are you so afraid of my 2-drop that's not even any good? It's almost literally a Grizzly Bears. How many times have you seen someone even activate this ability? It's straight up Grizzly Bears, pretty much. So I don't agree with that. If I were the opponent, I would have taken the good card, the Colruyt Zealot. Oh, what? Oh, no! I forgot I have to blight one. Should have played Elder Ante first. Well, hey, good thing we're making these mistakes right now, not during the Arena Direct. Can you tell I haven't played Goblins that much? Yeah, I just haven't gotten to play Boggart Mischief very much. Well, now I would say I'm very unlikely to win. If I'd done it the correct way, now they get to draw another card. If I'd done it the correct way, I would have Elder Ante out, Blight onto Elder Ante, and then have 2 1/1s. And then we would be looking at a very different situation right now. They wouldn't have gotten their extra card because they wouldn't have gotten to attack with the Moonglove Extractor. So my bad. They're also playing an aggressive Goblins deck. So maybe we can learn a thing or two from them. Are they about to Boulder Dash me? They just moused over both of my creatures. Okay, very interesting. They're going to cycle their Moonglove Extractor, or they have +3/+2 and Trample or something. Okay, cycling the Moonglove Extractor. Yeah. My bad, folks. Sorry about the misplay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've cast a Boggart Mischief in this set. Not many. And now they know about Colruyt Zealot. Yeah, this Goblins deck just feels terrible. It just feels terrible. I'll take it. It would feel better if I had gotten my 2 1/1s out of Goblin Mischief, obviously, but like the card quality that I'm playing with, the synergy is very low and the quality of the cards is very low. That's a tough combination to get around. Okay, that's fine. I will block. I will block. They didn't seem to have a combat trick before. Okay, Blight Rot. Alright, actually Gristle Glutton is not a bad one. And then do I actually Bog Slither's Embrace? Probably. Pay full price, pay 2 life, but just getting rid of that card sounds useful. I have card selection on my side now. Dang, wish I'd played Boggart Mischief correctly. I think this game would be looking pretty different. Okay, we have an opportunity for redemption. It's redemption time. All right, now I know how to play this card. Very glad I made that blunder in Free Sealed and not in the Arena Direct. My opponent just completely flooded out. This is tough stuff for the opponent. Okay. Glad I didn't spend a turn drawing that. Let's go ahead and slap down Colruyt Zealot. I mean, technically, why don't I attack with Elder Ante first? And then let's go ahead and play Colruyt Zealot. If we get them low enough, we have 4 Goblins out. They're at 8 right now. Boulder Dash. Yeah, no, I'm going to keep this up for Gristle Glutton. Okay, well, totally in spite of myself, I managed to pull that one. Managed to pull that one out. Yeah, I had to get really lucky. I had to my opponent had to completely flood out for me to recover there. I'm sure they had a ton of live draws. And right now they're saying, I can't believe I lost to the person who doesn't even know how to play Boggart Mischief. All right, well, I'll never complain about flooding out again. Okay, for my last game, I want to try a different direction. So far we've been following Spinerock Tyrant, especially, into a lesser extent Scuzzback Scrounger, into red. But otherwise, I also have the double Colruyt Zealot and Feed the Flames and Cinder Strike. Okay, so I think playing red is correct. But I'm wondering, what if I did Esper with the Boggart Mischief and then the Merfolk stuff? Okay, that doesn't sound like a very good idea. What if I did, well, now that I have appreciated how good my red actually is, it's really black that's lagging. It's just Boggart's Mischief that's making me want to play black and Bogso's Embrace. So let's just do one run where, oh, also the Scuzzback Scrounger helps with splashing. What if we tried Jeskai? Check out what I have to work with. I actually immediately think this is a better deck. So let's boil this down to 40 cards. This actually looks like the correct direction. Maybe we've discovered something important before we try to win a box. Let's see. I think my discovery is that the main thing that white was giving me was, I guess, easier cast of Marrow Sky Swimmer. It gives me Deep Channel Duelist. And my Merfolk count is 6 plus 2 is 8. So maybe I want to up it a little bit, but I think the Deep Channel Duelist is worth playing. That's 7 other Merfolk, so okay, it's okay. But basically, green-blue is what is driving everything. I mean, I get to play Tamifel Rhinespeaker, Spinerock Tyrant, Scuzzback Scrounger, which helps with the splash, and Glenelendra Guardian. That's a lot of the power in my pool, basically all the good cards in my pool. So maybe I cut Keep Out and I'm splashing white for Protective Response and Deep Channel Duelist, and then let's see if we can get our Merfolk count up a little bit. Maybe I don't even really need to splash for the removal. I don't know, do I play Protective Response here on the splash or something like Boulder Dash? Yeah, maybe I kind of want to cut one of the removal spells. The question is which one. Protective Response is, yeah, I think because it's on the splash and, you know, it's an okay card, but it's not like an amazing removal spell. By the way, I was wrong about Boulder Dash for a long time. I kept saying this card will get stuck in your hand, but then at one point I realized it can target a player. So I thought you're going to need to make really bad targets sometimes that do nothing, or it will literally get stuck in your hand. You know, you'll have to target your own creature, but I missed that it can target a player. That's really, really important. Okay, I like this deck more than the Goblins deck, probably. I think it's close. I don't think it's obvious that this is better than the Goblins deck or anything, but this is definitely my style. I will say the Gravelgill Scoundrels are looking very awkward. Deep Channel Duelist this is like the least Merfolk you can possibly play and have it be good. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. I mean, I'm just always happy anytime I get to play Tamifel Rhymespeaker, basically. And we did fit all of our rares into one deck, which is a bit of a trick because our blue actually is pretty weak. So it's not at all obvious that we should be playing blue-red. But this gives us maybe a better chance if we were in the Win-A-Box event than the Goblins would. So excited to see how it plays out. Okay, oh yeah, also it does, you know, when you open these dual lands, you are going to benefit from finding a way to run them, right? Like, it's very tempting to look at the dual lands when you open them and say, ugh, you know, my rares basically didn't show up this pack. Rats. Okay, I'm just going to Cinder Strike this guy. Nice and simple. Don't overthink it. Don't get greedy. In Sealed, you do want to save your removal, generally. But Cinder Strike is one of those where it's probably not taking down most big bombs. Watch them play a 5 toughness bomb immediately. So I don't mind just firing it off. I think, yeah, I think I'll play the Changeling Wayfinder because if the Sizzling Changeling dies and gets a non-land, there's a good chance I don't even really want to play that non-land. Okay, so we have enough to play Spinerock Tyrant. Yeah, I don't think it actually matters what we get here. I guess I'll get a island on general principles to balance things out. Anyway, so, but note that this format has no common level dual lands. And this is a point that LSV makes a lot, right? Yeah, see, Cinder Strike can't get this guy. That's what I'm talking about. That your basic 9/8 mana base is actually really bad. That is actually a mana base that will get mana screwed very often. So basically here we're playing to our outs. My out is play Tamifel Rhymespeaker and it survives. Take some damage and then stabilize with Marrow Skyswimmer and drawing cards and win off of card advantage. That's how I win this game, realistically. So I'm kind of hoping that they don't have something here by playing the Rhymespeaker, but they didn't, so it paid off. So now I get to draw a card, and hopefully now we can find like Spine Rock Tyrant, Temporal Cleansing. Temporal Cleansing would be like the best draw possible, actually. Anyways, so being able to run these dual lands, you're gonna win games, and you're not even gonna notice that you're winning because you did this. Your mana is just going to work. Like this game, we didn't happen to need the white, but if we had, then this would have given us the mana that we needed from day one. I guess I'll go one more turn without jumping. Because again, my out is like Temporal Cleansing. There you are. All right, I'm getting really lucky this event, by the way. I don't want to let that go by without remarking on it. Now the question is, do I just play the Foraging Wickermot to choose my next draw to get a Surveil in before I draw? What can I draw for 2 mana? I guess there are 2 mana draws that I would want to be able to play immediately. Maybe if I found like Boulder Dash. Let's go ahead and pick our draw. Do I want Silvergill Mentor next turn? It does put a lot of power and toughness in play. Probably not though. Probably not. I guess I could attack with the Sky Swimmer first. No reason not to. All right, fair enough. And then let's bounce the champion. If only this were a Kithkin, then that would die. All right, we got Scudsback Scrounger. I was thinking about that as a thing I might want to play if I saw it here, but we would have just drawn Silvergill Mentor and cast it. That would have been our turn otherwise. Maybe that would have been a better turn. I'm not even sure. So here they have to get rid of their only remaining Kithkin to play this. So it just becomes a 4/5. So now I'm just looking for ways to push damage. Oh, that's a Kithkin. But I don't think it matters that much. They can't even attack with the 2/1. I'll definitely try to kill Silvergill Peddler here. 5/3. So, oh, because it's a Merfolk, it gets buffed. Let's see. I kind of just want to block the Kithkin so that Champion doesn't have anything to champion. The only issue is then I'm taking way too much damage. But this is face up, so can't I just block there? I'm actually very confused by this attack. This thing does not have first strike. Yeah, I'm actually very confused by this attack. Now they're going to have to... maybe they just want... yeah, I don't know why they attacked the 2/1. I don't really understand that. Maybe they thought I couldn't kill Silvergill Peddler. I don't think they should have attacked with the 2/1. Now their champion doesn't have anything to champion. Having said that, I'm probably still losing. Well, I'll attack for 2. Should probably have done that. Well, they can't make any decisions about it, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to play out my hand. I mean, I wish I could get something mana value 4 or greater, but I can't really complain about my draws this game, can I? Oh, champion can champion the Klatchin Festival, right? Yep, didn't think about that. Yeah, you could have exiled your Klatchin Festival because it's a Kithkin, right? That would have been a better move. Spine Rock Tyrant. Oh, my draws have been incredibly strong this game. Incredibly strong. Let's not tap. Oh, yeah, we actually have 2 white sources, so that's fine. That's fine. Wow, what a ridiculous draw right there. And then, do I just attack with Sizzling Changeling, honestly? Nah, because they can block with the 0/4. I can't even force it to die. I guess I'll go ahead and play this. I don't know why I'm going into full control for that, as if this is like a serious tournament game. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. By championing this, they can start spitting out Kithkin. Yeah, okay. Now that does make sense. Oh, what if I just blight onto Sizzling Changeling to kill it? Is that worth doing? I don't think so. I wish I had like unexpected assistance or something. My pool is so bad. Oh, I could have attacked with Gravelgill Scoundrel. Oh, they're just chumping with Tributary Vaulter. That's really interesting. I'm not sure what to make of that. I actually find that pretty scary. I wonder if they do have a... Well, no removal spell. Furdot Core. Is this going to be the first time that I see someone actually turn this into a creature? I have not yet seen that this set. Okay, I don't think I... Okay, so these guys are doing 8 damage. Okay, so I actually should attack with Gravelgill Scoundrel if possible, because it changes their clock. So basically the idea is attack, attack, attack. This can tap that one. I still have chump blockers, and then they're on a 1-turn clock, right? This puts them down to 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Yeah, okay, it's very important to attack with Gravelgill Scoundrel here to get the clock right. And I'm not blocking with the Marrow Sky Swimmer. All right, now they have 1 turn to kill me. Now they have 1 turn to do the trick. Wow. My deck is probably not as good as my Goblins deck, but way more fun to play. Okay, I think we win. I believe I win. Very nice. They might as well mass attack. Go for it. Do your worst, my friend. Let's double block like that. And then this guy can block here, or maybe this guy can block here. Now let's block like this, I guess. Nothing has first strike or anything. These attacks seem fine. And I believe it's GG. They cannot kill Gravelgill Scoundrel. All right, we got there, right? In. Tap the Sky Swimmer. All right. I feel nice and prepped for the Arena Direct. Yeah, I think throwing away that Kithkin mattered, and maybe they should have beheld the enchantment, although now I do see their logic of the enchantment's just, they really want the enchantment in at the same time as the other guy, but they would have had the 3-4 if they hadn't thrown away the 2-1. Having said that, I just had perfect draws. I mean, my opponent got so unlucky. I drew Temporal Cleansing, which was the best draw in my deck, into Spine Rock Tyrant, which was the best draw for that turn in my deck. So definitely acknowledging my luck there. That was very lucky for me. No, don't play again. Just wanted to look at the deck. So yeah, I mean, this is probably certainly way more fun than the Goblins deck. Honestly, probably not as good. Probably I would just win more games with the Goblins deck. But yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed that when I play later on in the Arena Direct, I get a better pool than this. Wishing all of you best of luck with your pools as well. Hope you don't get a total clunker like this one. And until tomorrow, when I am hoping that I'll post an Arena Direct run, have tons of fun playing Magic, and don't be afraid to splash.